diesel-propelled structures on the New South Wales railways, we've got diesel locomotives and diesel rail cars. And amongst the diesel rail cars, there was a very, very special one, which is what we have here. The DPs, there were 5 of them, DP 101 to 105, and here you see 104 in its original garb. And what were the DPs? That was the name of this type of diesel rail car famous for. Well, it was famous for what you see a little bit behind it. Originally it was a sort of a 3 or 4 car train behind that. The 4-car train behind that. This is the famous Silver City Comet, which went particularly from, at some stages, Orange, but more when it originally started from Parkes. It was a dedicated train, went from Parkes to Broken Hill, the Silver City, and there and back, and it formed a daily service. These things can absolutely fly. 120 kilometres an hour, no problems, and probably 140 kilometres an hour if they want to, easy. On those distances, over those distances, Parkes to Broken Hills, the line is just so straight, and these things bore down an incredible speed. And when they would come in at the end of the run, they would have all sorts of birds, kangaroos, wildlife splattered. Particularly birds would be hit by these things. They go quite fast, and they'd have to spend a lot of time cleaning it at the end of the run. I actually rode this with a famous driver from Parkes. He was called Brother Roy, because that was his final job, running from Parkes to Ivanhoe. So here you see, here's the air horn. So not too effective at very, very high speed. Not too effective. And as Bruce Mead always used to say, with these big windows, these big sad eyes. But they're quite a wonderful unit, these DPs. The DPs had a number of diesel motors in them. They had a diesel motor to effectively propel themselves, and they had another set of diesel motors, smaller diesel motors, for providing air conditioning for this. And here you see the actual, here's one of the original Silver City Comet cars in its original livery. And then when we go into the 1980s, when we've got the PTC and State Rail, particularly State Rail, going to a candy colour scheme. The final carriage, there's only 2 cars here at the moment, but that there is it's in the candy livery that was a final sort of almost hideous livery applied to them in their final days. But here you see the Comet as it was. Here's the trailer cars. So this has non-powered. One of these had a buffet in it, and it was lovely plum pudding served by the old ladies that ran in it. When the DPs would get to Broken Hill, they would simply uncouple here, run forward, run around, and then they were ready to go. They've actually got a cab system here and there. So effectively they're a double-ended towing vehicle. And a wonderful, if ever there was a diesel with a character, as we say, the DP with those big sad eyes, those great big windows, they used to sound out Mole on Manilga. You could hear it coming.
I can hear it coming now.
From a distance, they actually sounded like a DC-3. You wondered whether you were hearing a DC-3 engine. They had a real ping to them, a real characteristic sound. Beautiful, beautiful. If a diesel rail car could be beautiful, that's it. Okay, so this is 19 class, 1905, first steam locomotive. It is historic because it's the first steam engine across the Harbour Bridge. It's representative of the famous Z19 class, 060, 6 driving wheels. In its later days, it got some of the features that made the New South Wales Railway so beautiful, that lovely cylindrical headlight, cylindrical back structure to it, the beautiful cylindrical but yet flared and elegantly shaped funnel. You can see that funnel's been cast. You can see the Z19 at the top of it, the writing there. So that was one of the beautifying aspects, and probably the most beautifying aspect of the New South Wales Railway. But you've got the curve of the headlight, the shape of the chimney, the elegantly shaped steam dome, in as much as the cover rather, which beautifully fits itself to the, goes from one cylindrical shape to another cylindrical shape and mates itself onto the boiler there. And then we come down here, builder's plate, and then you've got this beautiful Thau, it's a William Thau inspired porthole cab window with the flare either side just to finish it. A very, very nice, exquisite little, beautiful locomotive. Okay, well here we have one of our delightful little rail pay buses. These were initially introduced for about a year, actually for transporting people, probably found unreliable. So the railways within a year started using them to deliver pay. And so you'd have the driver, probably a few armoured guards, and this would go to the various stations and deliver the pay to the station masters and or to all the people that were there, probably giving it to the station master to hand it out. So the money actually came in this dear little Ford powered motor vehicle. So this is an internal combustion engine, one of the first that we had. And they're just basically, as you can see, they've just got four wheels, as it were. Two axles.